Hello everyone, this is chapter 6 part 3. This is the most exciting part because we're going to learn how to really calculate price elasticity of demand. So price elasticity of demand for service actually. So assume that you own you're a hairdresser, or let's say you have a barber shop, okay? So here's the price, quantity demanded, and this is the numerator of the price elasticity of demand, and this is the denominator. And here finally we're going to calculate the price elasticity of demand fully, and then we're going to actually tag these elasticities. We are gonna give them various names. So let's get back to the example, and let's say you have a barber shop and you're initially charging $10 for a haircut, and you get quantity demanded initial quantity demanded is 50 people, 50, you have 50 customers coming in. And suddenly you realize, you know what, let me increase the price, and you decide to double the price of haircuts, and then you now have fewer customers. Obviously $20 is a lot of money for a simple man's haircut, so some people dropped out. Now you have 30 customers per day. So what we do here is we are actually going to, let's tag this Q2D. I always tag price and quantity demanded, initial with a 1, okay, and a final with a 2, because it makes my life so much easier, okay? Otherwise I can make mistakes. So let's calculate percentage change in quantity demanded. Formula says final quantity demanded, Q2D, so 30, okay, minus initial Q1D, 50, divided by their average. So add them up, 30 plus 50 divided by 2. So it's negative 20 divided by, what is it? 80 divided by 240, so it's going to be negative 1/2, okay? So I'm going to real quickly clean this because it's going to pop up. Just remember my calculation. Okay, so these are future prices we're going to consider. So this is how you calculate final quantity demanded minus initial divided by their average. So you found the numerator of your formula, right? So percent change in quantity demanded. By the way, what I use usually this Greek letter delta, this is capital D actually, delta, okay? I use this, and many mathematicians use it for a change. It corresponds to change. So price elasticity of demand is equal to percent change in quantity demanded divided by percent change in price. So let's take a look at the percent change in price here. P2 20 minus initial P1. Initially I had price 10 and their average, so 10 plus 20 divided by 2. So it is positive, okay? 10 divided by 30 divided by 2 is 15. So you have 2/3, okay? So I'm just going to erase it so I can show you the clean numbers, right? There you go, 2/3. And when you want to calculate price elasticity of demand, you just divide percent change in quantity demanded, which is A, which is this number, negative 1/2, divided by 2/3, it's negative 0.75. So do you know what this means in plain English? Very simple. If you increase, wow, I sounded kind of crazy, like I screamed. Very simple because I got excited. So it means if you increase price by 1 percentage points, quantity demanded goes down by 0.75 percentage points. That negative sign stands for goes down, okay? So my dog is actually barking right now, so I'm just gonna close the door. So let's see what happens if you further increase price from $20 to $30. Okay, so initially I have a price of $20 per haircut, and I had 30 customers initially. So for initial level I put 1s. So I'm increasing price to $30. Let's call it P2, final price. Now I have 20 customers only. Okay, so let's calculate. So elasticity formula, it looks like this. Price elasticity of demand, percent change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price, right? So for the numerator here, let's calculate that. So formula says final quantity minus initial divided by their average. Final quantity 20 minus initial 30 divided by their average. 20 plus 30 divided by 2. So it's going to be negative 10 over 25 or negative 2 over 5. Okay, there you go. So let's calculate the percentage change in price here. So it's the final price 30 minus initial price 20 divided by their average. 30 plus 20 divided by 2. So you get positive 10 over 25, or the same number actually, positive 2 over 5. So to find elasticity, divide percent change in quantity demanded, negative 2 over 5 by 2 over 5, you get negative 1. Okay, so what this means is basically if price goes up by 1 percentage points, okay, quantity demanded goes down by exactly 1% percentage points. So let's take a look at the case where, you know, I am further increasing price of haircuts to $40. So now, just like in previous cases, we're actually calculating price elasticity of demand when you increase price from $30 to $40. Cool. So I'm going to tag the initial values, price 1, Q1D, final values, price 2, final quantity demanded, okay, same routine, price elasticity of demand, percent change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price. Let's find the numerator, percent change in quantity demanded. Formula says final quantity minus initial divided by their average, final 10 minus initial 20 divided by their average, 10 plus 20 over 2. Okay, negative 10 over 30 divided by the 15. So that's what you get, negative 2/3. Let's calculate percent change in price. So percent change in price. Final price $40. Now you're charging $40 per haircut. You only have 10 people. Your total revenue is gone. It has become $400. Okay, so 40 minus initial price $30, their average 40 plus 30 divided by 2, so it is 10 over 35. Okay, which is, if you divide everything by 5, 2 over 7. So divide negative 2/3 by 2 over 7, you're gonna get negative 2.33. Okay, very interesting. This guy means, let me clear all the ink marks. So when you find price elasticity of demand negative 2.33, this means 1% increase in price causes 2.33% decrease in quantity demanded. Whoa, so the response is greater than the initial increase in price. We call this elastic or responsive. We call this, if the price elasticity of demand is exactly equal to -1, we call this unit elastic or unitary elastic. If price elasticity of demand is less than 1 in absolute value means forget about the negative sign. So is this less than 1 in, if you forget about the negative sign, is it less than 1? Yes, so we call this inelastic. If it's in absolute value, if the value is greater than 1, it's called elastic. Actually, these are the things we're gonna talk about in next parts. Okay, so don't worry about them right now. Okay, so price elasticity of demand, look at this. The repeating theme here, always negative. It needs to be negative. Why? Because it quantifies law of demand, and law of demand says These guys move opposite directions. Price increases, quantity demanded decreases. Or price goes down, quantity demanded goes up. Whenever two variables move opposite directions, the relationship between them is negative, and price elasticity of demand measures that response, so it's going to be always negative. In elastic, as I said, unit elastic and elastic. In the next part, we'll be talking about these differences between elastic, inelastic, and interelastic demand curve.